allow me to show you this Unika high-low setup that's been working surprisingly well for me. If you have history with competitive Guilty Gear, this is nothing new. It's your typical delayed airdash high setup with a complementary empty low. This has been around for a while. For Unika, well, up to this point in release anyway, you've probably been seeing a lot of fancy setups that usually require meter or some sort of flawed condition.
Base is under attack.
What's nice about this setup is that, first of all, it's free, it's safe, it mixes, and honestly, with some practice, it's not too difficult to do. I was doing this setup a lot in a recent All Unika tournament hosted by Team Art Creators, and you know what? It actually helped produce results. I ended up in 3rd place in a bracket full of goated players, which included SQ and 2021 EVO champ Hotashi. So I was pleasantly surprised to see this setup do work. But also during this tournament, there were a few flaws that were revealed to me, which I'll talk about later on. But before that, I want to go over this high-low setup, basically teaching you how to do it and showing off what kind of cool things it does for you. If you end up enjoying this, a like and or comment is much appreciated. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more vids like this. Alright, my name is Nagai, your Guilty Gear OG-san. Let's just safe jump right into it. Okay, so let's show the setup once again, starting off with the high route. Corner throw, hold up forward, backwards air dash near the ground, and then JS. To convert from this overhead, I prefer to use 2S since it seems to be the fastest button that reaches the opponent. Also, it converts into a combo pretty easily. The low route looks like this. Corner throw, hold up forward, with an aerial button in the air, land, and then 2S. You can pretty much freestyle a combo here, but here's something that I came up with. Feel free to let me know if you have anything better in the comments below. You might be wondering why I'm doing an empty aerial button in the air. This is just a little trick that you can do to add landing recovery. So the button that you're buffering as you touch the ground comes out a bit later. This allows the 2S to be active as your opponent wakes up. As this may telegraph your low, you might considering doing a rising JK on your high route. Okay, so what do these routes look like side by side? To see if this is actually a mix-up, let's count the frames starting at the first point of visual difference. Okay, so this wouldn't be a Nagai video if I didn't mention safe jumps. If you do the high route, you can avoid a wake-up reversal. As you're air dashing back, hold the back input while and during your JS. Keep holding the backwards input, and then link your crouching S while holding down back. Sadly, the low route is not reversal safe. So that was after corner throw, but what about mid-screen throw? It turns out you can still do this mix-up, although the combo routing is quite a bit more difficult, at least for the high. For instance, you'll need to do the slower far slash instead of a crouching slash as 2S doesn't quite reach. Having to use far slash does make this harder to combo, but not impossible. Additionally, I recommend converting with an enhanced gun dipper for a hard knockdown, and we'll talk more about this later. Connecting with an enhanced gun dipper requires a dash car cancel, which makes the sequence overall more difficult, but again, not impossible. So putting it all together, the high route should look like this. Mid-screen throw, forward jump, backwards air dash JS, land, far slash, 2S, and then dash Kara cancel gun dipper. The mid-screen low route is pretty much the same as the corner low route. You'll have more freedom in your conversions, so you can be creative with it. Here's a couple combos you can try out, depending on what you want the end result to be. if you have exceptional execution, you can actually do a microdash forward jump and basically retain all the perks we just talked about. This allows you to land closer and you won't need to link your JS into a far slash. In this case, I wouldn't do an empty button on the way up because the microdash jump already adds some delay to the overall sequence. If you mess up and overextend on the microdash, just be ready to use a faster low button than 2S, as the 2S will likely be throwable in this case. Overall, these microdash setups are more difficult to execute, and the routing is significantly more nuanced, but it's there if you really want to grind out Unika's full potential. Earlier, I recommend doing an enhanced gun dipper for a hard knockdown. Let's talk about that. It turns out you can do the same high-low setup after those particular hard knockdowns. I was worried that gravity scaling would play a significant role on the setup's overall consistency, but I was pleasantly surprised to find out that it doesn't, at least when I was testing it out. Whether it was off a raw enhanced gun dipper or off a longer combo, the safe jumps still worked. It seems like if you can hit the full enhanced core circle forward K, you have the green light to hold up forward and do the setup. Let's talk about the cons.
Very cool setup, Nagayan, but, well, actually, you can just 6-speed the overhead and avoid the JS altogether.
No, you cannot, because Unika, being blessed by her father, his son, and the Holy Spirit, has an invincible DP. She can actually DP during the supposed hit stop of the JS instead of blocking like a normal safe jump, and just smoke the 6P attempt altogether. If the opponent didn't 6P, Unika proceeds with her pressure or combo as per usual. Another fault of this setup, and many safe jumps like it, is that backdashing on defense often disrupts the offense. You might be wondering if this works against wake up DPs. Let's check it out. Alright, so how do we do this? Throw, forward jump, backwards air dash, JS, input 623S during the hit stop, land, 2S. I should mention that these OSs will not be effective against backdashes when done mid-screen. However, you can still catch 6Ps and DPs. Alright, I hope this has been helpful. Going forward, I will be shifting gears to Dizzy, but I won't be completely closing the doors on Unika. It was a fun couple weeks, but I want to stay true to my original character. I wouldn't mind having a secondary character in Unika to kind of cover any bad matches for Dizzy. In a way, I guess I'm still playing Dizzy, kinda, keeping it in the family and all. It'll be like a Oyakodon combo. Oh, wait, that doesn't sound right. But Unika was also hatched from an egg, so... Anyways, more videos are coming your way. I did an interview with CBC Radio about the Switch 2, and I kinda want to make something out of it. Maybe do a graphical comparison between the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 for Strive, something like that. Okay, you know what? I'm rambling on. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Okay, bye.